Liberty City, a harshly competitive, unwelcoming, and dangerous place, also known as the concrete jungles. This is the place where you have to decide whether to live by a gun or die by a gun. So why did we decide to move here? My mom told me it was to start over and live a new life, to forget and leave everything in the past and move forward into a new future. This is Bohan, aka the Bronx, the smallest city in Liberty City. This is also probably the most unsafe place in the state. This is where most drugs and gang activities happen at. It also had the cheapest apartment, so this is where we decided to start off fresh. All we had to do was just stay to ourselves and not get in any other people's business. We do that, and we ain't gotta worry about anyone breaking in our houses trying to rob us. And my mama's new boyfriend, Darnell, he was actually from here, so he knew most of the people in the neighborhood. Darnell had some shit with him, but he wasn't always like that. Today, I'm going to be telling you the story of how toxic love can destroy your whole life. Welcome to another episode of True Stories. Like I said earlier, Darnell wasn't always the bad guy I'm portraying him as. He was a good dude at one point. Probably the only nigga that actually cared about my mom and even me. Even though I wasn't his kid, he still treated me as if I was. He was a funny ass nigga too. Bro really could fry anyone in a Joe session. What I missed the most was the times he used to sneak little snacks under my pillows before he went to work. I could name a lot more shit we did, like pizza nights and family movie nights. But all that came to an end real quick. Darnell's whole persona changed after a couple months of being with my mom. He would come in the house mad as fuck, like we did something to him. Nigga was acting like he was beefing with the world, and we didn't know what the problem was. Darnell became real insecure too. No nigga couldn't talk to my mom, not even the mailman. Bro couldn't even say good morning without Darnell back in the cut mean mugging bro's soul. The way Darnell was acting was highly suspicious. Him going from being the nicest guy to this weird ass nigga wasn't adding up. All of a sudden he just coming home late and claims that he had to work late or something. All this weird shit just led to him and my mom arguing every day and night. It got so bad that he started abusing her. She became real scared of him. My mama was no longer the crazy badass chick like she was back in Los Santos. She became vulnerable. Darnell was just that intimidating and overpowering. He would then abuse her for literally nothing. Basically using her as his own personal punching bag whenever he needs to take his anger out on something. You're probably wondering why I didn't help her protect her. I was scared. To this day, I look back at this moment wishing I was strong and brave enough to stand up for her. I always had a fear of making everything worse. I didn't know what to do. I ended up hating and blaming myself for letting all this shit happen and not doing anything about it. My mom was too afraid to call the cops, but she also didn't want to lose Darnell. She really fell in love with him, trying to do anything to get him to change and be the nice person he was before. She was becoming more vulnerable, and that made him stronger. He would start using manipulative and gaslighting tactics on her, and she was just too in love to see it. He would make false promises saying he loved her and that he would change, just to turn around and blame her for all the things that's happening. After all the lying and fake promises, my mom started to come to her senses, realizing that Darnell might not ever change. She was getting tired of putting him first, and now she was putting her foot down. Darnell was still coming home late like usual, so one day, my mom decided to spy on him. She always had the same excuse saying that he was working late, so she wanted to see for herself. She parked a couple of feet away from where he worked. Come to find out, he's leaving work right on time. Then he had the nerves to text her saying that he was gonna be home late, followed by an I love you text with some hearts. Like, nigga, get your lying ass on, you already caught. But if he didn't come straight home from work, where the fuck was he going? So instead of instantly going to question him, she decided to wait patiently and follow him. She followed him to this apartment. My mom wasn't sure what he was hiding from him. He was in the apartment for a good 3 hours, and when he finally came out, my mama was shocked to see what she saw. Nigga was fucking with some dirty bald head ass bitch. My mom was mad as fuck. She hurried and left, taking shortcuts to beat him home, to lock him out. This nigga was banging on the door, yelling for my mom to open the door. Her locking him out would be something she would start doing every time he be on some bullshit. But my mom was still blinded with love and would let him manipulate her into opening the door. Then he ended up beating her. It got to a point where she got tired of it and she called the cops on him. You would think that she was done with him, but nope. Still deeply in love, she would go visit him in jail. He would tell her how he misses her and that if she helped him get out, he was gonna change. She used the last bit of our rent money to get him out. And yes, he went back to doing the same old bullshit. My mama soon found out that he had a baby on the way with the girl he was still fucking with. And that was the last straw. She kicked him out, and he tried the same old manipulative bullshit. But she was done. My mom let him in, but it wasn't because she felt sorry for him. She shot Darnell and called the cops. My mom was finally back to her normal self, being the crazy badass chick she was when she was in Los Santos. Darnell didn't die, and we ain't heard from him ever since that night. But our lives from here on out won't be easy anymore. There'll be a lot of more obstacles to come. Love is a drug. It can become addictive. Believe it or not, love is toxic. Love can get you killed. And love can make you forget the person you were before you fell in love. So if you're thinking about falling in love, just know it's gonna cost a lot. Back in Los Santos, things about to get real crazy. It was no more being on a push for our mind. It was time to get active. Devontae was shot twice, and all this shit was gone. My mind ain't finna let these niggas get away this time. Y'all about to see how much damage one kid can do out of rage. So stay tuned for another episode of True Stories.